What's up everyone and welcome back to Reloader Reacts. My name is Trey and today we are going to look through r/TIFU, the subreddit for those who have messed up in life and just want to share it with the world of Reddit. The first post we're reading is by Snorkels721. Today I messed up by buying everyone an Ancestry DNA kit and ruining Christmas. Earlier this year, Ancestry DNA had a sale on their kit. I thought it would be a great gift idea, so I bought 6 of them for Christmas presents. Today my family got together to exchange presents for our Christmas Eve tradition, and I gave my mum, dad, brother, and 2 sisters each a kit. As soon as everyone opened their gift at the same time, my mum started freaking out. She told us how she didn't want us taking them because they had unsafe chemicals. We explained to her how there were actually no chemicals, but we could tell she was still flustered. Later, she started trying to convince us that only one of us kids needed to take it, since we will all have the same results, and to resell extra kits to save money. Fast forward, our parents have been fighting upstairs for an hour, and we are downstairs trying to figure out who has a different dad. Update: thank you so much for all the love and support. My sister's brother and I have not yet decided if we are going to take the test. No matter what the results are, we still love each other and our parents no matter what. Update 2. Christmas isn't ruined. My mess up actually turned into a Christmas miracle. Turns out my sister's father passed away shortly after she was born. A good friend of my mum's was able to help her through the darkest time in her life, and they went on to fall in love and create the rest of our family. They never told us because of how hard it was for my mum. Last night she was strong enough to share stories and photos with us for the first time, and it truly brought us even closer together as a family. This is a Christmas we will never forget, and yes, we are all excited to get our test results. Merry Christmas everyone! What a beautiful first post to start off this subreddit in. This second post is by Moby323. Today I messed up by living in a dark bedroom for 6 years. The overhead fan in our bedroom uses one of those compact halogen light bulbs. 6 years ago, the bulb burned out and got really dim, just barely a glow. I bought a replacement bulb, but when I put that one in it, it was also barely lighting up, so I realized the unit was bad. The fan still worked great. It is literally the best fan I have ever had because it moves a ton of air and is super quiet. The fan has also been a gift when we moved into our house. The unit cost over $400, so I didn't really want to replace it, even though our bedroom doesn't get much natural light, so it is pretty dark. So since then, over the years, my wife and I have had to make do with no overhead light. We open the windows during the day, and at night use a combination of bedside lamps and the bathroom light. It's never really as good of lighting as an overhead lamp, so I keep some flashlights up there for when we are cleaning or looking for something, etc. After 6 years of living in the dark, this winter I just decided I would replace the damn thing, but before I did, I decided to try one last time with another bulb because, however unlikely, it's possible both bulbs I had tried were bad. So I'm up there installing the new bulb, grab the remote, the fan has a remote, and as I'm turning on the light I realize the goddamn thing is dimmable. For 6 effing years we've lived with the inconvenience of no overhead light, and the whole time it was just because the damn thing was set to dim. F me. This third post is by Agent Papier. Today I messed up by owning a golden retriever while being black. Sigh. Work was rough today and all I wanted to do afterwards was sit on the couch and let the TV watch me while eating food not cooked by my own hands. The answer to that? Delivery. Food ordered, I led the dog into the yard to burn some energy and sat camped outside with him while waiting for the delivery. DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber, and everyone other than Jehovah's Witnesses had trouble locating my address, strictly relying on GPS. So it's nothing for me to post up and wait outside for when they are close, flag them down and go back inside for a contactless drop-off. Pertinent details before S hits the fan. My neighbour and I share a fence with a doggy door as our pups are super close, and you can bet each time that if my dog is outside, Hers will follow for cross-yard playtime. This was the case today, and probably bad judgment on my part to think that I would be able to break up the fun quickly. Both dogs were in the neighbour's yard at the same time the notification came through that the driver was pulling up, and I had to call out a few times to get my dog's attention. Neighbour thankfully whistled for a dog and I had to put on the voice for mine to acknowledge I existed, and then took off running for my door while waving to the driver who by this point was getting out of the car. Pup and I have a game called Runaway where I will take off yelling runaway and literally he will chase after me like some human-sized fetch stick. I used this to my advantage until I realised I was putting him inside, but managed to get him through the storm door and close the screen before he could get out. Then realised that I'd left the gate locked like an idiot with the driver standing right outside by this point. I didn't have a mask on at this point, neither did she, so I yelled from the porch that she could leave the food by the mailbox and that is where the fun started. "Is that your dog?" My bull S meter didn't go off. I thought she was asking a question with an obvious answer because, duh, she was a dog person, so I engaged with the dog owner gushiness. "Yes, blah blah blah, his name is XYZ, wanna say hi? I'll be nice because you brought my food." But she just stood there awkwardly for a moment, put the food down and quickly jumped back into her car. In my mind I was like, okay, weird, but whatever. Snatched the food and went back inside. Went to wash my hands from the kitchen window, I can see the full street where she is still parked outside. Thinking, okay, weird, again, but didn't dwell on it too much, figuring that she was just looking at the route to her next location. I went about my business of preparing to destroy my meal. A few minutes later, the dog begins barking maniacally at the door. I take a glance at the cameras and realise she is still out front, parked directly in front of my mailbox. Okay, what's going on here? I go outside to try to get her attention, but she is on the phone and doesn't notice me. I walk up like I'm going to check the mail, and she does pull off, but towards the back of the neighbourhood that only has one way in and one way out. Lots of people make that mistake, so you'll quickly see cars turning back around, but she never came back. By this time, I think I'm losing my mind, so I go back in, but still watching the street for the car to pass. It never does. I don't know, people are weird, so I just left it at that and went back to eat. About 10 minutes later, dog starts going ham at the door, so I checked the cameras to see 2 police officers sitting outside my house. I continue to watch the cameras, realizing that, yep, the cops are getting out of the car and walking back and forth in front of mine and neighbours' yards. I go out to see if anything is wrong, and they introduce themselves before saying they were called because a stolen golden retriever was reported at my address and if there was a dog in the home. It clicked the driver had called the police, and then explained my version of what happened. They were really respectful and apologetic, but asked if I could get Sir Pup. I went ahead and opened the door for the dog, who took off, ready to greet the new faces outside. His collar has tags matching the address with my name and phone number on it, in case he was ever lost or stolen, which was proof enough for them as it was obvious that they wanted to get this over as fast as possible. No hard feelings on either side. We were all walking away when driver's car slowly comes creeping from the back of the neighbourhood. I yelled out to them that the lady was right there, and they positioned themselves in front of her car in a way she would have to stop and speak to them. I don't know if this lady was drunk or off her meds, but she rolled down the window and was literally sobbing hysterically that she saw me take the dog from the neighbour's yard, that animals get no justice, and the icing on the cake? My kind only owns pit bulls and Rottweilers. There was no way he was mine and needed to be protected. I honestly did not want to deal with that mess, so sorry guys. This isn't a tale of revenge. I went back inside and stayed the F on my couch. My day was already essy. Everyone left a few minutes later, so I assume she got a warning. You would hope. However, I did report the incident to the delivery service and was offered credits towards my next meal. I splurged that on a bakery and now currently effing up a slice of carrot cake. Gratefully did not end worse. This 4th post is by Griff42. Today I messed up by having my Reddit history revealed by Jimmy Kimmel Live on TV. This happened to me yesterday and I'm still baffled. It all started when I posted a comparison picture of my dog, which looks like the actor William H. Macy. I couldn't stop laughing over it, but I never thought it would gain so much attention. However, it ended up on the front page with much more upvotes I could have imagined. This alone was crazy for me because I never expected to have a submission on the front page. When I checked my phone the next morning, my Reddit inbox exploded over the sheer amount of YouTube links I received. I checked them out and found my submission on the latest Jimmy Kimmel show with Reddit co-founder Alexis Ohanian. I was mind blown over this. They proceeded talking over Reddit users and Jimmy ended up checking my history. Well, I ever hardly post filthy stuff, but I commented on an NSFW Today I Messed Up a few days ago, and I think Jimmy thought it was my submission at the short glance he took. Keep in mind they even named and showed my username. He made it look like there was a lot of filthy stuff going on in my history, so this was quite embarrassing for me and I'm getting a lot of crazy messages now. I don't know if this perfectly qualifies for a Today I Messed Up, but on the one hand it felt like one, when he revealed my history with filthy stuff as he said. On the other hand, it's just cool and a story to tell. However, I regret nothing. Today I messed up by tipping 140% to a pizza delivery driver. My buddy and I ordered a pizza last night. Unaware that I already paid with my debit card, I walked to my door with $30 and gave him a 20% tip on top of that which had been paid online. The driver was in his mid-30s, barely spoke English, and he was driving a beat-up car. He said thank you very enthusiastically, which made me realize in about 2 seconds that I just gave him double the money for the order, which he would obviously receive as a tip. I was about to admit my mistake and ask for the money back, before I saw his reaction while he was walking to his car. He had a smile from ear to ear, like he had found the cure for COVID or struck gold or something. He even did this little mini jump before he hopped into his car. I'm not exactly Bill Gates, I still have debts to pay, but I'm glad I effed up to help someone who needed the money more than I did. Anyways, I felt pretty dumb after, but the joy I saw in that man made my week. Not a very interesting story, but it was pretty cool for me as my dad moved to Canada from across the world with only a bike and a few $100. And that's gonna be it guys, sorry that this was such a short one, I'll try to make them longer in the future. Hope you guys enjoyed the stories in r/Today I Messed Up. Let me know what you'd like to listen to next in the comment section below. My name is Trey, this was Relo Reacts, and I will see you in the next video.